Hey, my name is John Wooten. I'm an ex-hedge fund manager and the CEO of Block Transfer. And if you're a CFO or you lead any kind of public firm, you know better than anyone on this planet that the 4 to 6 figures you pay per month, that's a lot of money, adds up to a pretty decent chunk of change every single year. For a stock transfer agent or even just a transfer agent if you have publicly traded debt, it's not ideal. The way transfer agents work hasn't fundamentally changed in a century, and it's just so ripe for disruption. If you think about, especially firms with direct share purchase programs, for shareholders to really transfer their shares to anyone, you're looking at weeks of lead time and 4 to 6 people who all expect full-time pays checks that are involved in the transfer of book entry securities. And it's just ridiculous. A complete and total waste of your shareholders' dollars on a very simple accounting solution. Now, traditionally, right, you have a central firm, you have a central intermediary, and that central middleman gets paid a lot of money to make sure that your TA services are performed. Of course, there's a little bit of trust there. You think about, Arthur Andersen. There are some incentives if the firm wanted to. Like some of the big transfer agents out there could theoretically commit some pretty serious fraud that could have extremely negative impacts on any of the securities that they represent on your behalf. But, throwing that aside, the problem with the central model is that the trust in it comes from the amount of money that the firm charges. That's why transfer services are one of the highest margin businesses in all of public finance, because the more they charge, the more secure it looks like their services, the more secure their accounting seems. And that is just flawed. The logic there. We've created a blockchain transfer agent so that now there's no central entity, and instead we distribute the accounting tasks of a transfer agent to a blockchain network. So the cost isn't determined by some arbitrary how much money do we want to make number, and instead it just comes from the underlying blockchain network. And what this does, it makes it significantly cheaper to have transfer agent services in a regulatory compliant way. That means that through a lot of work that we have done internally here, we've made it possible to have this blockchain transfer agent that reports to all transfer agent regulation programs, completely regulatory compliant. You set it up on Friday. You start setting it up on Friday. Just take the old list of shareholders that you have, transfer it over to Block Transfer. Next Monday, it's like nothing happened. Shares all of a sudden are able to be transferred instantaneously. You have much more security. You have much more public auditability, which really helps shareholders when it comes to any of the accounting they want to do with their assets. And brokers interact with us just like your last TA. It's basically an identical experience after you transfer over, except one major difference. Your bill drops like a rock. Now, like I said, we're really at the bleeding edge here of our development. And so if you're interested in all of the big host of benefits that your shareholders will receive using a blockchain transfer agent in terms of being able to access their assets immediately in a compliant, secured, and authorized way, instead of having to wait 2 weeks and go through, oh my gosh, so much. Or if you're just sick of paying so much for your transfer agent, there'll be a button below. Just want to reach out to us. Let us know you're interested. We'll do a little bit of research on your firm. We'll see what you guys are using, and we'll come back to you and let you know how much you can expect to save with block transfer. With that said, I am really excited. I care a lot about this industry, and I think it's really important because decentralizing the transfer agent process, not only does it save you and your firm subsequently an incredible sum of money, especially over the long term. It's just a lot of money. But it also really opens up financial markets to the billions of people on this planet. It's the first step to opening up financial markets to everyone. And so there's so many benefits to it. And the great news is that it saves you a ton of money. So again, thank you very much for reaching out and kind of looking at our new technology. What we have is right at the bleeding edge. We just got through an incredibly large amount of regulatory compliance, and we're starting to take on our first firms and service their QSIPs. So if you would like to save a lot of money, again, just click the button below, reach out to us, and let us know. Really appreciate it. Can't wait to save you a bunch of money on your transfer agent services, and best of luck. Thanks.